And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, February 15th. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down a 7-game NBA slate. Should be a pretty good time. Coming off of yesterday's, I already forgot, 9-gamer, I guess. Got 2 into the top 1% of the big DK contest yesterday. Otherwise, nothing all that interesting. Just your standard issue day. It is what it is there. It's fine with me. Hit that like button if you are here, and I would love for you guys to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and give a shout out to Prize Picks. Bang, right there. Awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Get yourself 1 month free of Awesemo Plus Platinum, along with a little bit of a deposit bonus, and y'all can use the tools on the website. We've got a free Prize Picks player prop tool. The alliteration there is tough. We got the tools that will help you pick all of your Prize Picks over under player props. So make sure you're signing up. Good morning, everybody. A lot of coffee cups. Big crew here this morning. I like to see it. What's good, everybody? What's good? Yeah, Mark. Toronto starting 5. Not ideal there. Not ideal. All righty. Lots to talk about today. Relatively easy slate to break down. We got this Charlotte-Minnesota game with a 243 total. That'll be a treat. I can't get comfortable. Not that I could ever get comfortable. I'm always sort of rooting around in this chair, but oh man, lots to talk about. Definitely not playing tonight's slate, unfortunately. I wish that I was, but the wife and I are going out for a day after Valentine's Day dinner. We don't need to go out for the big hullabaloo, but we're going out tonight, so that should be fun. What else we got going on here in chat? Nothing. Just a lot of good mornings. Just a lot of good mornings, I guess. Yeah, Siakam disappointed. Price tag was a little too high for me, so I was able to dodge that one, but not like it matters. Having enough Grimes was good. Didn't have nearly enough Giddey. Didn't have nearly enough Mitchell Robinson. I did have a bunch of Bruce Brown, oddly enough. I had like 15%. I think he was like 4 on DraftKings. Bruce Brown was the highest scoring FanDuel player. And let's see, where was he on DraftKings? I don't know. Pretty high up on DraftKings too. Top 10. Who saw the Knicks and OKC being optimal? It was a weird day yesterday. Just a real, the top scorers, this pack of guys that scored 50 on DK. I mean, let's look at it here. Here are the guys that scored 50 or more on DraftKings last night. There were 11 guys. Bruce Brown, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Giddey, Randall, Jokic, Wendell Carter Jr., DeRozan, Fournier, Vooch, Josh Hart, and Nurkic. 2 Bulls, 3 Knicks, 2 Blazers. Then you get Bruce Brown, Giddey, Wendell Carter Jr. That's where we ended up. Theodore Parsons, Kobe White, LOL. What LOL? Up 41 on DK. It's a solid day. Jay the Football Nerd. We have today, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we're on break. There's no games Friday, Saturday. Obviously, the All-Star game Sunday. Nothing on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Well, I think it's about time that we get this bad boy started. So, I got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. Looking for a good cheers here. That's all we're talking about this morning. I'm really excited to drink this coffee too. I'm incredibly thirsty. Theodore, you should have been expecting that. I had a ton of Kobe White yesterday. A ton. Anyway, coffee, tea, water, beer, joints, hot dogs, whatever your morning vice is, join me here. Cheers. Rise and grind. It's about that time. Let's break it all down, baby. Woo. That's good. That's good. Here we go. First game up. Cleveland Cavaliers, 1.5 point favorites in Atlanta. 221 total for Cleveland. No Lauri Markkanen. Everything else is the same. So this should be pretty good. Yeah, not an Antonio Brown mug, although that would be pretty funny. Rondo did not play the last time out. They just shrunk the rotation. Does anybody know if that was a DNP CD or if he was just out? Because I certainly didn't see anything on Saturday. I guess let me see if we can find that in a blurb. Rondo. Nope, not there. Go to ESPN box score. So 212 Cavs box score. Lost by 10. How is ESPN's not the top? That's not even the box score. That's just annoying. That's February. That's January, rather. Come on. Come on, ESPN. Just give me the damn box score in a slightly faster manner. There we go. Rondo. DMP CD. Okay. So they went to 5, 6, 7. They went to an 8-man rotation. And they cut Rondo after that rotation. That's something. I don't really know what to make of that. Is that right? So everybody here, the starters all played 160 minutes. Kevin Love played minimal minutes. Chetty played a little bit more than you would have expected. Dean Wade, I guess, played a little bit more than you would expect. I wonder if they continue there. I got to sneeze. I don't know what it is, but those morning sneezes are exceptional. Truly exceptional. All right, well, should I take Rondo out of the rotation? I'm going to. I really think that I should. So we're going to take Karis LeVert back up to his 32. I got Garland in for 34. We've got Isaac Okoro in for 28. I got to bump that up right away to at least 30, if not 32. I mean, he's averaging 31. So we'll take him to 31. Actually, I want to take Garland up to 35 as well. So there's 31 for Okoro. We had 25 for Chetty. I'm going to take him up to 22 at least. And that should allow me to take... See, what the real problem ends up being is that I don't know how Kevin Love only played 17 minutes. Now, we do have this 9 minutes left over. Brandon Goodwin, Lamar Stevens, and Ed Davis played 9 minutes. So what we really need to do is find out who lost that time for Cleveland on the 12th. So Jared Allen certainly lost it for Ed Davis. So Jared Allen was likely to play 36 minutes. Brandon Goodwin took Garland's spot. He was going to play 36 minutes if this game was a bit more competitive. Lamar Stevens could be, it's probably LeVert. It could be Okoro, but it's the main starters. For some reason, Dean Wade got to stay out there. Sure. That's fine. So I'm comfortable with 35 for Garland. I'm going to go up to 33 on Jared Allen. I'm going to bring Kevin Love back down to 24. And take Dean Wade up to 20. Actually, I'm going to go 22 on Wade. I don't think it'll matter all that much. It leaves me 6 minutes left over. That I am going to give to Rondo because I do think he's the next guy up if it needs to happen. And it doesn't actually matter where that playing time goes. And just to check it out, although it's going to be a little cloudy, I actually don't think that I'm going to grab these rates because we only have 3 games of LeVert, 2 of which were with Garland. I guess we could take a quick peek. I'm not going to make any changes here because I can't read into usage rates for the team immediately. But let's just say games where Karis LeVert played and Darius Garland played. I just want to know what the usage rates are between those two guys. Brandon, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. But he has played him before, though. I think it's just the fact that LeVert's there now, if I'm being honest. Like, he shouldn't play. That's the real key piece here. That's not who should play more. But that might be a really good point. Garland, 35% usage rate. Karis LeVert, 24% usage rate in the 2 games they've played together. I'm clearly not going that crazy, but I am going to make sure that I give Darius Garland a slightly higher usage rate than Karis LeVert. Otherwise, I'm not touching anything here. Which means Cleveland's done. So let's bump it on over to the Atlanta side. We know we're going to have no John Collins in this one. He's going to be out until just after the All-Star break. So this should actually be a little bit easier to work with. And I'm guessing we're going to get a very interesting price tag on Clint Capella. So let's scope that out now. I'm going to take out Lou Will, DeLon Wright's backup run. And we'll hash out the rest of this. But I'm going to take Clint Capella. I assume that Sunday game Clint Capella just played normal rotation. First, second, third, close, 31 minutes, done. No reason to suspect that Clint Capella isn't playing 30 minutes here. And honestly, I would be willing to go higher. Anxious to talk to Adam about this on the strategy show. I'm going to go Okongwu straight backup. Those guys split the 48 center minutes last time out. Morning, Chris. So that piece is pretty easy. Gallo started and did not close. They closed with Bogdan Bogdanovic over Gallo. They don't have to do that, but I'm going to take Gallo up to 25 minutes. Bogdanovic played the whole second quarter. DeAndre Hunter picked up 4 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. How does that even happen? How do you pick up 4 fouls in 2 minutes? Did he get teed up on a flagrant? Like, how does that happen? I mean, Hunter played 37 minutes. That is just insanity. So I guess I'm giving him an extra 4 minutes. Who stepped into the rotation? Nobody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they just went 9 guys. So, yeah, I'm going to take DeAndre Hunter up to 34 minutes. I'm going to say that Bogdanovic can play 30. It's hard, or maybe 32. We're going to go to 9 guys. Who's the 9th guy, by the way? Who am I missing? Herder, Gallo, Bogdanovic, Okongwu, DeLon Wright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who's the 9th? Oh, I don't have minutes to Lou Will. Okay, that makes sense. So Lou Will gets like backup guard run. Give him 15 minutes. That leaves me 8 minutes left over. I've already got Herder at 30. He played a lot more than that, so I'm going to take him up to 33. And then DeLon Wright is probably the guy that gets a couple extra minutes. We'll give him 2 more. 3 minutes left over. I can't go to 37 on Bogdanovic or 37 on Hunter just yet. I think 34s and 32s seem to make the most sense. It's hard to go much higher than 32 on a guy that comes off the bench. Izzy, good morning. Rise and grind. Take Lou Will up to 16. That leaves me 2. And I'm just going to throw those 2 to spill over, like Sharif Cooper getting 2. Now, we do want to grab rates because John Collins being out does change this team up pretty dramatically. How many games has John Collins missed this year? That is an interesting question that I assume will not play a factor here and will need to go off, but you never know. I just can't remember how many games he's been gone. Is it more than 10? No, it's 6. Okay, so John Collins off. Cam Reddish off. All right, those are the only ones that matter in terms of off. And then we'll say let's see. We'll do Capella played, Trae Young played, Bogdanovich played. Shit, we'll say Gallo too, because he is a bit of a usage guy. That really narrows it down then. Maybe we'll scrap Gallo. I think part of the issue here is going to be the missed time for Capella and Bogdanovich, but yeah, that is a tiny amount of time that both Collins and Reddish have been off, but let's use it. We'll see what we've got for this particular sample, because we at least want to get an idea of what's going on when those guys are off the floor. Actually, let's just make it Capella and Trae, because really that's just what changes the scope of this team. Is Trae Young out there? Yeah. Are they playing a traditional center? Yeah. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So let's grab these rates now. Taking a while on this first game. As I normally do, it takes me way too long to get into the mode of doing this show when I first start. And that's why we're up to 6:50 and we're on game number 1. All right, rates for Atlanta. Trae Young, 39%, 40% usage rate technically in 273 minutes with no John Collins, no Cam Reddish. Now, that's not surprising. It's a little bit higher than I'm going to go with, but I'm going to take him up to like 37 and a half, maybe 38. Assist rate comes down a bit, but you would expect that if you're shooting a little bit more. Bogdanovich is the other guy with the big usage bump. So he soaks up the most from Collins. We're going to take him up to 23. He actually sees the assist rate bump. So we'll give him that little bit. Also sees the rebounding rate bump, which we'll give him. Capella will be interesting. 225 minutes. There's no Collins alongside of him. There's not a lot of usage coming in for Capella. Rebounding rate, though, does bump up. That shouldn't be all that surprising. We see Gallo not really do all that much with his usage rate. We see Kevin Huerter actually does see a bit of a bump into the 20s. Now, I'm not going to do that because he's Kevin Huerter, but I am going to take him up higher than his norms. That leaves DeAndre Hunter a little bit lighter than he normally is. We got Capella down at 12, so that makes sense. So I think I've got all the rates in here right now for this Atlanta team. So let's check this first game out. Again, Cleveland at Atlanta. Cleveland slight favorites for the Cavs. And I got to make some changes here quickly. 5 and 10. 5 and 10. All right, best play on Cleveland. Probably Jared Allen on FanDuel at 7,400. Also has the power forward eligibility. Evan Mobley looks good across both sites. 6,500 on DraftKings with the power forward. That looks good. But really, from Cleveland, you're only prioritizing Garland, Mobley, and Allen. On the Atlanta side, Trae Young, 9,300 on DraftKings, looks exceptional. 10-2 on FanDuel looks okay. These guys have great prices on DK. $4,600 Hunter, cheaper on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel, looks good. $4,700 Herder, shooting guard, small forward on DK, looks good. He's $600 cheaper than he is on FanDuel. $5,500 Bogdan Bogdanovic, shooting guard, small forward, looks amazing on DraftKings. He's $1,200 more expensive on FanDuel. And then $5,300 Clint Capella on DraftKings is the best play on Atlanta and the best play in this game by far. He is at the top of the heap there. $6,500 on FanDuel still makes him the best Atlanta play on FanDuel, but on DraftKings it's massive. $5,300 for Capella with no Collins. You gotta be there. So game 1 is in the books. We're on to game 2. Dallas Mavericks, 3.5-point underdogs in Miami, 210 total. Josh, how would you personally look into the defense change of a player? I.e., Garland was a horrific defender for most of the year and even coming out of college, but I think he's greatly improved. I don't know. I bet it makes Darius Garland look a lot better to have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen behind him. I mean, you're just not worried about Darius Garland's defense is not all that important to the Cavs. Why do I have too many minutes here? Oh, because I've got Dinwiddie's 31. Okay. All right, so Mavs time. What do we know about the Mavs? Dinwiddie available. Bertans available, I guess. Have we seen anything else? That ain't it. Justin Brooks, good morning. Let's just make sure Dallas. Yeah, so those guys aren't on the injury report, so I assume they're playing. Time to start guessing how this is going to work out. They're going to start Dinwiddie. They're going to start Dinwiddie, and Dinwiddie's not going to come off the bench, right? Do we have any word on that? Has anybody heard if they're going to be bringing Dinwiddie off the bench to start? Because I feel like Dinwiddie's going to play a decent chunk. I don't know why you wouldn't. But, because Frank Ntilikina's minutes can just go away. All right, let's start this on the back side of it. We'll go Dwight Powell, 24 minutes. Marquise Chris didn't play the last time out, so we'll say Maxey plays the other 24 minutes. That's just your center rotation. We're going to say that Dorian Finney-Smith plays 36 minutes. I'm going to give Luka 36 minutes. And now is where we try to figure out what the rest of this ends up being. I think Luka actually has to start playing a little bit of minutes at the 4. Right? It's not going to be Brunson. Wait, who else did they bring in? Why can I not remember that already? Oh, yeah, Bertans. Okay, so Bertans obviously going to work his way out there, too. I knew I was missing minutes somewhere. I couldn't figure out where it was. I mean, you would think they'd want to get 20 minutes out of Bertans, or at least 18 or so, right? Go 18 to Bertans, because I think he's just going to be a really nice piece for them if his shot comes back. That floor spacing alongside a Maxey or Powell is very interesting to me. All right, now is where the trivia questions start coming in. How do we figure out what's going to happen here? So Jalen Brunson, I think, continues to play about 34 minutes a game. He's really good. I don't think they want to take him off. Clearly, Spencer Dinwiddie is getting at least the backup point guard run. I think he's playing at least 24 minutes, if not more. Why wouldn't he play more? I'm going to take him up to 28. I think Reggie Bullock is going to continue to play about 34 minutes. That's going to be an 8-man rotation, though. So maybe Bullock plays a little bit less. Maybe it's something like 28 to Bullock, 12 to Josh Green, 9-man rotation. I really think the minutes for Bertans and Dinwiddie are just going to be higher, but I have no feel for it. What I really have no feel for are usage rates. But I'm gonna bring Luka down to his just normal rates. At least for right now. Just I don't know how else to do that. I'm gonna bring Dinwiddie down to his normal rates as well. And I think that'll hash everybody out. I think Spencer Dinwiddie basically falls into the like Tim Hardaway when he's healthy role. Let's do something like that. All right, I'm okay with this. We'll do something like that. Alan, thank you. I'm going to do my best to enjoy that dinner. Go to Miami now. Dallas is a real tricky one. Make sure you're tuning into the strategy show. Adam and I will likely have a lot to talk about for the Dallas Mavericks. For the Miami Heat, however. Oh, I got to charge my watch. Boop, done. For the Miami Heat, we got a Q tag on Jimmy Butler. We've got no Hero, no Oladipo. Caleb Martin questionable with his Achilles soreness. So this one should actually be relatively easy. We have a game with Caleb Martin in and with no Tyler Hero. It was obviously flat rotations, but we're gonna do I don't know, 34 minutes for Kyle Lowry, 14 for Gabe Vincent, plus another 10. We got 26 in for Duncan Robinson. I'm going to go 21 to Caleb Martin. I got 34 in for Bam. I think that's fine. 14 for Dedmon. Everything else, I think, is set in stone. I do, unfortunately, have to grab rates because the Miami Heat are massively different when Tyler Hero isn't on the floor because Tyler Hero is a massive usage rate. So we'll say, and he's missed a ton of games now. Can we do that sample? Can we do Tyler Hero did not play? Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo did play. Do we have enough games like that yet? Nope, that's 4 games. I mean, that's kind of interesting, but not quite enough. So we're going to go with Tyler Hero off. Lowry, Butler, Bam started. That'll be a bigger sample. That's for sure. Not by too much, but enough. So now we can grab, that's not the right screen. Now we can grab usage rates for Miami. What are y'all doing during the All-Star break, guys? What are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do when we're all sleeping in Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? It's going to be nice. It's going to be very nice. I'm excited to not have to get up at 5:15. Not that I don't love being here with you guys when you guys are just out here hitting that like button, making the likes go up. Since we have 130 people and 55 likes, we can bump them up. What are you guys doing for the break? Any big plans? You guys tell me that, I'll start entering the usage rate. Kyle Lowry in 370 minutes with Tyler Hero off the floor, knowing that him, Bam, and Butler are on, has a 16.5% usage rate. That's lunacy. Because Jimmy Butler's is 27 and Bam Adebayo's is 28. There you go, Justin. Jalen, good morning. Anthony, that seems like a pretty good stretch of time to do so. Hockey and golf DFS. Yeah, DFS is going nowhere, right? Going nowhere. Jimmy Butler. Wow, Jimmy Butler just does not get assists. And Tyler Hero's not there. It's kind of wild. Jalen, I played the god Bruce Brown last night, but I didn't get lucky. All right. Anything else we need to change from a rates perspective here? Like Duncan Robinson gets a big bump. Gabe Vincent gets a little bit of a bump. Max Strus doesn't. PJ Tucker actually does, oddly enough. I'm going to leave this. I think everything here is fine. So that's game number 2 in the books. Not that we're moving fast. For Dallas, you know, if you want to go to Luka, I think it's fine. It's a little scary now with Dinwiddie in. I just don't know how much usage Luke is going to see. I think he might be a little bit overpriced. Dorian Finney-Smith, Jalen Brunson look okay. Tough sell here for Dallas tonight. Miami, on the other hand, I think Jimmy Butler, 8,900 and 8,600 looks exceptional. I think Kyle Lowry at 5,900 and 6,400 looks good. And then for some reason, 9,500 on FanDuel for Bam, but he has power forward. 7,900 on DraftKings, just center. I like Bam quite a bit at center on DK. A lot of centers so far, though. Wow, this is going to be a good one. I'm going to be sorry that I missed it. Well, I mean, I guess if James Harden was there, this would be a little bit more interesting. But Boston at Philly. I don't know if Boston signed anybody yet. They have got a really short team. So they do have Luke Cornett now, which I have on a different team. Maybe Cornett's not going to play, but I at least need to get him on the right team. So where did I have Cornett? Cleveland. Okay. So you can go to Boston. I'm pretty sure Boston's got a few open roster spots post-trade deadline. They really got rid of quite a few people. So everybody that's available is available. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. Yeah, Seth had no problem gunning last night, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm going to delete the minutes for everybody that isn't like a true rotation piece, plus Derek White. Like we know we expect Marcus Smart to play about 32 minutes. Derek White has played 28 and 29 minutes to start. So let's say 30, because they've had no problem these 2 games going to an 8-man rotation. Now, I don't know if that's going to continue. I don't know if Daniel Tice is ever going to play. But let's go with... We'll go 28 to start, and we'll see what we have left over. 32 for Time Lord. I mean, if they're cutting the rotation a little bit down to 8... See, now I think Tice plays. I think we get a pretty deep... I think 96 minutes are going to happen between Horford, Williams. So we had Williams here, Horford here, Williams here. That's 87 minutes for the 3 of those guys at the 4 and the 5. I think that we can get by with Daniel Tice coming out on the floor. You don't make that trade unless he's playing. It would not make any sense for them to have traded for Daniel Tice unless they're just trying to think about next season. I think it's easier to sort of limit Horford's minutes. So if I give Tice 16, if I give Horford 26 and Grant Williams 22, that also gives me 36 for Jason Tatum, 36 for Jaylen Brown, and then 12 minutes for Peyton Pritchard. I think that makes sense. That's a 9-man rotation. I added Tice. Nobody has anything too crazy. I think that makes sense. I don't know where else they would give minutes or want to give minutes. The only piece that it's complicating here is Derek White, but I have all these rates in as if Schroeder is playing, or at least played. So I don't have any changes to make. I'm just going to say that Derek White is like the Schroeder analog. So I don't have anything else to touch. And this is a matchup against Philly. It's a 210 total. So unfortunately, nothing looks good. I'm a gigantic fan of the Boston Celtics this season. I would not have an issue taking the Boston Celtics to win the East. I think they are really, really, really good right now. I can't help it. I want to do this again. Who would I take? The Celtics young core, the Wolves young core? Celtics, not close. Not even remotely close. Yeah. I mean, they're really having a better year than it seems. 32% efficiency for Tatum, 60th percentile true shooting. Jaylen Brown, same basic story there. Robert Williams just doesn't miss. I mean, it's not a usage thing, but that dude is just lethal defensively, does exactly what you need. I really, really like this team. I think that Derek White trade is a giant upgrade. Look, they're going to be active on the buyout market. They've got roster spots. I think they got themselves sufficiently under the tax that they'll probably just wait it out on some 10 days before they sign anybody. But let's see. They're plus 4.5 this season. If I just take Schroeder off, how much does that change that entire outlook? Yeah. Okay. So 2,669 possessions. They've got a plus 7.8 point differential with no Schroeder. It's their average offense and just a lethal defense. Their two most used lineups: Smart, Brown, Tatum, Horford, Robert Williams. I mean, that lineup has been absolutely exceptional. And it's just as good when they swap in Grant Williams. They take a little bit of a step down in defense, but it's still high-end defense. But the offense gets significantly better without Horford out there. They're just way more efficient. And, you know, these are small samples, but still, I really like this Boston team. I think they're going to be terrifying to play against in the playoffs this season. I am very, very bullish on Boston. All right, now that I did my little Boston rant, Mark, there's no way for Boston to get a max player this offseason without trades. It's got to be a sign and trade. And I don't know who the hell that would be. There's no one really on the market for that. All right, let's check out Philly. So we've got Embiid in for 14. We've got Paul Reed as the backup center now. Tyrese Maxey played a little bit less this last time out. I guess we're going to take him back down to 36 minutes. Shake Milton is back playing upwards of 24 minutes. Let's see. We've got Korkmaz in for 22. Maybe we bring that down a little bit, because Danny Green's minutes are back up a little bit. So let's go to 26 and 20. Milton's good there. Matisse Thybulle in for 32 works. Tobias Harris for 36. Niang. Okay, so Philly's just done. I don't have any other changes to make for Philadelphia. So game number 3 in the books. For Boston, not much to like. Tatum, Brown, and Williams and Robert Williams are the only guys you could really go to, but this is not the best fantasy game. If we look at Philly, $6,500 maxi on DraftKings, I think, is reasonable. Tobias Harris for $7,300 on DraftKings looks solid. Embiid's pretty pricey. Matisse Thybulle looks fine. All right, so yeah, let's go to game number 4. That was easy. Indy, 11-point underdogs in Milwaukee. Milwaukee on the back-to-back after losing to the ultra different, shorthanded, bad Portland Trailblazers team. That's not fun. No Giannis in this one either, so we actually don't have to really change this rotation. What we do have to do, though, is take Chris Duarte out of the rotation for Indy. He got banged up this last time out. What else do we need to know for Indiana? So Brogdon is questionable. I don't understand why they would bring him back before the deadline. Malcolm Brogdon has missed 13 straight games. They have, at best, this game and one more before a week off. There's no chance I'm saying Malcolm Brogdon's playing today. I'm just not projecting this team like that. That's stupid. I am going to give 38 minutes to Tyrese Halliburton. I can't, in good conscience, project Malcolm Brogdon in today. It makes no sense. This is about to become really confusing. So, who started at center on Sunday? Who was it? Sunday would have been the 13th. Indiana. They started Goga. Okay. And then they went to Tristan Thompson as part of the backup. Jalen Smith as part of the backup as well. Alrighty. Well, that's not going to be any different. That's for sure. Goga played about 18 minutes. I'll give him 20. I already had Jalen Smith in for 20. He played 20 and 23. So let's give him 4 there. I didn't give them Tristan Thompson at all yet, apparently. So let's go ahead and get Tristan Thompson over to Indiana. Where are you hiding? There we go. Boom. I'm having a fun time talking basketball this morning. Like, it's taking a while, and I'm cool with that. But I just kind of want to generally chat basketball. That's where my head is this morning. All right, so we get Tristan Thompson out there for 14 minutes. All right, so we want to go 24 to Jalen Smith. So let's do that. We got to take O'Shea Brissett up to 34 at the very least. Terry Taylor played 12 this last time out. We're going to say Dwayne Washington. Wait, did Sykes play? Sort of. We're going to say Dwayne Washington plays. Oh, we definitely need to give Buddy Hield way more minutes, too. He's played 38 these past 2. Now no Duarte, so that's happening. We'll take Dwayne "The Rock" Washington up to, I mean, I think he just has to play a little bit more than he had been. If I give him 20, that leaves me 32. We saw Lance play 32. Does Lance start? Does Lance start for Duarte today? He probably does, right? Yeah, we're going to take Lance up to like 28 minutes. That leaves me 24 for Taylor. I guess Sykes is probably going to have to play. I'm going to give Sykes the backup point guard run. That'll get me 20 minutes to Dwayne "The Rock" Washington. And then I can give 14 to Terry Taylor. There we go. 10-man rotation. Mark, that is a thing that is basically impossible. You can't No one signs max players to 1-year deals. You can't extend a max player other than you don't have the same extension rules on 1 year. You can't do that on early bird rights like that. You're limited. You can't just give somebody a max after that. None of that is correct. None of that is correct. All right, for Indiana, I don't even know what to do with their rates. Like, how do I treat Halliburton here? Do I treat Halliburton the same way I would have treated Halliburton on the Kings when like De'Aaron Fox isn't around? Like in games that De'Aaron Fox didn't play and Tyrese Halliburton started, what was his usage rate and assist rate? Halliburton played 453 minutes where Fox didn't play and Halliburton started. 23% usage rate. I'll give him that bump. But he healed in those games. 21% usage rate. I think I have to just leave everything else as is. Because I can't even look at Indiana anymore. It's like, oh, what happens in a Pacers game where Karis LeVert, Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis, and Malcolm Brogdon don't play? It's like, okay, well, they've played 0 minutes in those scenarios. Like, here's Indiana. Did not play in the game. I want to see the time. Turner, Sabonis, LeVert, Brogdon. Oh, shit. Duarte, too. 5 of them. The whole starting 5 is gone. The entire starting 5, the entire legitimate starting 5 just doesn't exist now. Let's just say off. Does that work? Yeah, Lance in the 144 minutes when none of those guys are on has a 23% usage rate. I'm just going to let this one rip, I guess. This one's just going to be fine. That's Indiana. We're on to Milwaukee now. Milwaukee coming off of just an absolute ugly affair. We know that there's no Giannis in this one. So I don't think I need to make any major changes other than just sort of, like, we got 31 minutes out of Ibaka last night. That's nuts. I don't know if we get that again on the back-to-back. Greg Monroe played normal backup run. Jordan Nwora. I actually nailed these minutes last night. That's kind of nuts. Didn't matter at all. Other than Thanasis. Wait, who got those minutes instead of Thanasis? That's 16 extra minutes. It's none of these guys. That's all just correct. Wes Matthews is already too high. Greg Monroe's is perfect. Nwara's is perfect. Wigington, I guess, needs a couple extra minutes. Yeah, I'm fine with this, which means we're playing quite a bit of this Milwaukee team. Like, quite a bit. And I think Serge Ibaka is going to look like a real big issue here. Indiana, we're jamming Tyrese Halliburton. We're jamming Buddy Hield, both sites. We're jamming O'Shea Brissett on DraftKings at 5,400. We're jamming Lance Stevenson at 4K. Point guard, small forward. We're playing a ton of Jalen Smith on DraftKings, I think, at 3,900 as a value option. This Pacers team is incredible on DraftKings and really good on FanDuel. For Milwaukee, unquestionably, we're going straight back to Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, to me, in aggressive ways. Bobby Portis looks exceptional. Serge Ibaka, 4,300 on FanDuel, 4,100 on DraftKings, power forward, center. Love him. Love him, love him, love him. Jordan Nwora, I'm willing to go back at the flat minimum on both sites. Grayson Allen, looking solid enough. Indiana, Milwaukee is the best game on the slate so far, but now we get to Charlotte at Minnesota, 243 total. If you're here and you haven't hit the like button yet, 180 people, 82 likes. That should probably be the final push we need. Let's look at this Hornets team. We know that we're going to have no Gordon Hayward for a while. His foot injury is the same injury that Onyeka Okongwu missed the beginning of last season for. We've got no Hayward, no Martin, no Jalen McDaniels. We know exactly what's happening for this Charlotte team. Although JT Thor did play 12 minutes this last time out. I don't know if I'm assuming that was just a blowout and that wouldn't normally happen. When did they play last? What day was this? Charlotte, the 12th. Not totally a blowout. Did Thor actually play? Thor played the entire fourth quarter. It was not exactly close, but he wasn't exactly going to be playing if that was going differently. All right, well, let's project out this team. If we got leftover minutes, we know where they go. Got Rozier in for 38 minutes. Yes. We've got LaMelo Ball in for 38 minutes. No, we're going to go down to 36 there. That's 38 for Rozier. We got Book Night in for 16 now. Got Oubre in for 34. We'll take that down to 32. That'll get Book Night up to 18. We got Bridges in for 38. That I feel comfortable with. We've got PJ Washington in for 30. That I don't feel comfortable with. I forgot they have Montrezl Harrell now. Harrell and Plumlee are playing along. Did this go to overtime? No, it didn't. Harrell and Plumlee are playing alongside each other? Like a lot? Was there foul trouble? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Montrezl Harrell and me. Did PJ Washington foul out? No fouls. No fouls. One foul. How the hell do you play Montrezl Harrell and Mason Plumlee alongside of each other for the entire fourth quarter and go on a 19-5 run against the Grizzlies? Okay. I mean, if they're willing to do that, I don't know how to reconcile that. I'll take Plumlee and Harrell up to 25 apiece. We'll take PJ Washington down to 28. I don't think that's a long-term goal. So that's Charlotte. They obviously pop aggressively. Guys, I understand that the game was going crazy. The idea, no matter how crazy the game is going, the thought process should never be put Mason Plumlee and Montrezl Harrell on the floor at the same time. I don't even know how to reconcile that. No clue. We'll go to the Minnesota side. I don't care what's happening in the game. Those two guys should never be on the floor together. Ever. Minnesota's got everybody available. Pat Bev signed his extension yesterday. We got 29 minutes in there for Bev. We got 32 minutes in there for D'Angelo Russell. That needs to be 34. So somebody's got to lose some time here. Looks like Taurean Prince was out of the rotation this last game. So let's get Russell up to 34. We've already got Edwards at 34, and I got to make that 35 for sure. Towns is in for 35. That seems fine. 26-22 on Vanderbilt and McDaniels seems fine. I got 19 in for Beasley. We got 15 in for McLaughlin. Naz Reid actually played out. That's because Towns was not playing as much. So I am just going to give Taurean Prince back those 12 minutes. Minnesota stays the same from a rotational standpoint. This one's about to be a big one. Charlotte. Rozier, Bridges, Ball, Oubre, Washington, Harrell, even to a lesser extent, Plumlee. You got to play everybody in an aggressive manner. Charlotte looks incredible. I can't even just distinctly mention someone. It's probably Ball, though. Edwards, Russell, Towns, Beverly, Vanderbilt, all exceptional. Indiana, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Minnesota. That is where all of your ownership should be, at least as of right now. 2 games to go. We go to Memphis. Memphis at the New Orleans Pelicans. 227 total. What do we know about Memphis for today? I know Dylan Brooks still out. Q tag on Morant. No Brooks, no Tillman, no Pons. No problem. No changes, I'm sure, either. I think this is just going to be pretty normal. Brandon Clark didn't start that game, right? That's just some weird... Yeah, that's just some weird Steven Adams shit. Foul trouble. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just leaving my Memphis rotation in as it normally is. We'll go to the Pelicans now, a team that I have less of a feel for, but should actually be relatively easy. We've got Devontae Graham in for 29 minutes. Check. 36 for McCollum. Check. Yeah, this is not a rotation that's changing here either. Maybe a little bit less playing time for Willie Hernan-Gomez would be a reasonable outcome, but I'm fine with everything here for the Pels. So that game went about as quickly as possible. Memphis, no rotational changes. Morant looks okay if he plays. Obviously, Memphis opens up big time if Ja sits. Desmond Bane, 6,300 on FanDuel would be the second piece that I'd be willing to look at. On the Pelican side, same rotation as we've had. Joe Val, 6,700 on FanDuel, 7,500 on DraftKings would be my favorite piece. Brandon Ingram, I think, looks pretty good, 7,800 and 8,200. Still don't have a feel for their rates. Let's close it out. LA Clippers, 12.5-point dogs in Phoenix, 222 total. Clippers on a back-to-back. We saw Reggie Jackson play 37 minutes again, so I'm going to take him up to 34 now. Luke Kennard didn't play yesterday. I'm going to assume he plays on the back end of this. Take him down to 23 minutes. Sorry. Well, let's do it like this. We'll do 32 minutes for Terrence Mann. We'll go 34 minutes for Terrence Mann. Rodney Hood didn't really see the floor. We'll do 22 minutes for Luke Kennard. Amir Coffey played, I don't know, we need to get him to like 24. Robert Covington got back up to 24 minutes, so let's do that. That leaves me 4 more minutes. Batum played 28, so 26 is fine. Marcus Morris played 27. I think 32 can hold there. We got 25 out of Zubats. That's close enough. We got Hartenstein at 15. Can I just make that 19? Will that work? Close enough. I mean, there's like a problematic amount of Clippers here. Is Nick Batum's salary broken? We're playing a lot of Clippers. That is happening. That is absolutely happening. We close it out with Phoenix. For the Suns, everybody's available. I know they cut Abdel Nader. Let's remove him from the team quickly. No Campaign, no Landry Shamet. So this is just standard issue Phoenix rotation. They did trade for Aaron Holiday. He did play slightly. We're going to trim those minutes a little bit. Chris Paul, I got in for 37. That's not happening. We'll go to 36. And, well, let's get Aaron Holiday's minutes out of there. We got 30 in for Ayton. That seems a little high. We'll go 29 and 19 for he and JaVale. They're actually not doing that, are they? It's 39 minutes. That's 42 minutes. So we'll go 29, 16. We'll throw 3 more to Biyombo. 38 to Mikal Bridges. We're just going to make 36. Torrey Craig in for 22. We've got Jay Crowder in for his 29. I think that's fine. Still 5 minutes over somehow. Where the hell do those minutes come from? How am I so over? There's 40. I mean, who would I change? I guess I can get like, I don't know. Do I bring Booker back down to 36? I guess. That looks fine to me. They've got a really like weird rotation going on right now, especially now that Torrey Craig's there. I think that's really going to flatten out this Phoenix team. Let's check it out. So for the Clippers, this is a real problem. Like Reggie Jackson at 6,800 and 6,400. If he's playing 34 minutes, he's underpriced. Terrence Mann, 6K on FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings, way underpriced. Marcus Morris and Batum are both super viable. Like you can make a case for Zubats, Coffee, Hartenstein. Like you can almost make a case for everybody from the Clippers because we don't know how many guys are going to play. On Phoenix, you know, it's Paul and Booker on DraftKings, Bridges and Ayton to a lesser degree. No legitimate priorities, but this looks like a really fun slate. I like the Indiana, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Minnesota games. Let's run some crunches and find out where we stand. Did we hit our 100 likes yet? We sure did. 180 viewers, 101 likes. Thank you guys for helping out here. Let us find out our optimals. Let's do it. First one up. FanDuel optimals. We have. I don't really like the 2 pay-up options of Embiid and Doncic today, so this is going to be kind of crazy. All right, here we go. Optimal. 340.9 by 0.2 of a point. LaMelo, Drew, Chris Middleton, Desmond Bane, Miles Bridges, Buddy Hield, Jared Vanderbilt, Serge Ibaka, Joval. I mean, I would happily play the hell out of that lineup. No qualms there whatsoever. Let's turn the rando on. And let's check the power rankings. Good stuff. Looks like we're going to a healthy dose of LaMelo Ball here. Revenge narrative for LaMelo Ball. He's mad at Minnesota for not taking him. But I figure if he's going to get 36 minutes, 34 minutes, something like that, he can be out there gunning in a track meet game. Alrighty. FanDuel power rankings in the books. LaMelo Ball, Serge Ibaka, Miles Bridges, Buddy Hield, Chris Middleton, PJ Washington, Terry Rozier, Drew Holiday, and Anthony Edwards. That's everybody north of 20%. Let's go ahead and go to DraftKings now. And let's move that guy out of there. And we move those guys in here. All right. DraftKings optimal. The pricing on some of these guys was pretty disparate between FanDuel and DK. So I think this is going to be an even more efficient lineup. 308.2. So by 1.3 fantasy points. Lance Stevenson, D'Angelo Russell, Middleton, Ibaka, Capella, Holiday, Mann, and LaMelo Ball. Love that lineup too. Absolutely love it. As we turn on the rando and get our power rankings on DraftKings. And nothing was really crazy there. I really wish I was playing this slate. It would be nice if I was. I would be very happy if I were. Alrighty. About to be done here. Looking like Serge Ibaka is going to be your preferred play on DraftKings, assuming he can get those minutes again. Serge Ibaka at the top of the list. Buddy Hield 2, Drew Holiday 3, D'Angelo Russell 4, Lance 5. We get Bogdan Bogdanovic make an appearance here. If I keep going down to 15, it's Reggie Jackson, Halliburton, Middleton, Wara, Bridges, Mann, Brissett, Capella, LaMelo. And finally, we close it out on Yahoo. So once again, guys, thank you for being here. We're halfway through the week. Only Wednesday and Thursday remain. Here is the optimal lineup to start the day on Yahoo. We have Drew Holiday, D'Angelo Russell, LaMelo Ball, Buddy Hield, Serge Ibaka, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, and Terrence Mann. Yes, that is 4 Milwaukee Bucks. From a power rankings perspective on Yahoo, our final step before we get out of here. Looking like probably O'Shea Brissett is going to be the number 1 guy on Yahoo. Maybe LaMelo can run him down. It's going to be close. LaMelo about to catch him. Doesn't catch him. O'Shea Brissett, LaMelo Ball, Buddy Hield, Terrence Mann, Drew Holiday, Miles Bridges, D'Angelo Russell. Those are the priorities on Yahoo for today. Boom. We're done here, folks. Packing it in. Tuesday slate in the books. 7 games up, 7 games down. Keep your eyes peeled for contenders. I'm going to start recording those in a couple minutes. We'll have NBA Strategy show from 10 to 11. Myself and Adam, I believe. I actually haven't looked at that. You could tell me that it's me and Laffy, and I'd believe you. So at least let me check that out. Nah, it's me and Adam. Okay. Yeah, so Adam and I breaking it down on the strategy show, and then that'll be it for me for today. So thank you guys for being here. It's the best way to start the day. Another rise and grind for you guys. Good luck tonight, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Win that money. We are out. This is The Process.